Okay, welcome to the Athletic Open House video. My name is Sean Palmer, Athletic Director at Rangeview High School. I'm also the boys basketball coach here. This is my 19th year being at Rangeview, and we're really excited to share some important information with you and some details so that we can get involved and exciting athletic season, which we're rolling with this week. And we'll be able to provide some contact information for you as well so that you can reach out and get all of your questions answered throughout this video. So these are our Rangeview Athletics mission statement. And through what's been going on over the last 4 or 5 months, getting our students starting school August 17th, throughout the course of this week, and getting our sports that have been rolling here this week. These important pieces in our mission statement is more important than it ever has been before. Rangeview Athletics contributes to a strong community through encouraging student athletes to become great teammates, relentless competitors, and servant leaders. And our coaches are dying to get back in contact with our kids, whether it be virtual or on campus. And we're going to talk about the avenues and opportunities that they have to get involved with Rangeview Athletics. But we're eager to stay connected and to get our kids back on the courts and athletic fields as soon as we can. So our athletic program comprises of 22 sports. Our student athletes are involved in our athletic programs have a higher GPA than the rest of the student body. We really hold them to a high standard in and out of the classroom, in the hallways, and as they're representing us with their different athletic teams. Our COVID safety is extremely important, and we wanted to share a few things with you. Our coaches have been working tirelessly. Our administration, our teachers, our athletic staff has been working really hard to make sure that we're providing the safest environment that we can for our student athletes. This is an example of a safety packet that our coaches have and are going to be working with your student athletes on a daily basis. We're going to make sure that waivers are signed, that students are symptom checked every time they come for a workout or for a game. Make sure that our communication is really important with our student athletes and for them communicating with us as well. We've got questionnaires and other things, and all the steps that we're taking is just to provide the safest environment that we possibly can. Yes, we want to get on the athletic fields. Yes, we want to compete, and we want to return to normalcy as much as possible, but we're taking all the steps that we need to really make sure that our kids and our coaches are safe and that we can continue to compete the way that we want to compete. Rangeview High School is a part of the East Metro Athletic Conference. These are the other teams that we might be traveling to. Our schedules are getting full through the second semester seasons, which we'll talk about in a second. But these are the other schools that we compete with. Last year, we were able to have 6 conference champions before the spring season was cut short. And we're looking forward to continued athletic success this year as our coaches and athletes keep working year round. As of right now, for our APS home contests, we will not be allowing spectators. I know this is not what any of us are shooting for, but we're trying to follow the Tri-County guidelines and the restrictions that the APS leadership team has put in place. So we hope that does not last an extreme amount of time, but as of right now, we will have no spectators at our events, where we do our best to try to record, and we've got live stream events going on at a lot of our athletic events that will communicate with you, but as of right now, we are no spectators for our home events. This is our new CHASA calendar. You can see we've got 4 sports going on right now. Today, as of recording of this, it's August 17th, and we've got contests for cross country, golf, tennis, and softball. You see it's boys golf and boys tennis right now. We've got contests going on all week this week. It's not too late for student athletes to come out and join these teams. We encourage them to do so. Even though that they've started practicing, it's not too late to come out and join a team. This will be a shortened season. It'll be done by the first week of October for all of those fall sports. And then we'll have a quiet period for athletics where kids can still come and work out and do workouts at our school with some restrictions involved. But our second season, you see the B season won't start until 2021. The season will start with basketball, wrestling, swimming, cheers and palms, and that'll start the first week of January. Each season will last a couple months, so they will be abbreviated seasons. And you see there our traditional fall sports that aren't going on right now have been pushed to season C, so that'll run in March and April. And then our spring season, our traditional spring sports, will be our last season, and that'll be in May all the way to the third week in June will be our state championships for the spring season. So it'll be a full and busy second semester with a lot of sports. And like I mentioned before, we're preparing for them now and for the upcoming months. During our off-season workouts, they'll start back up again the week of August 31st. Feel free to check out our Rangeview Athletic website for schedules and calendars. A lot of our team sports have their own individual websites as well that you can see. But a lot of sports are doing a couple workouts a week for these next few months once we get back in action. But keep in mind a few things. There will continue to be symptom checked where we're taking temperatures and asking questions on a daily basis, making sure everybody's safe. There will not be locker rooms available. We're going to ask students to bring their own water bottles and plenty of water through the workouts, especially those outdoor and workouts where the temperature is increasing. We want to make sure that they stay hydrated. And to be able to participate at workouts, athletes must have a current physical to participate. So keep in mind, those physicals last for one calendar year. So a lot of athletes, their calendars are different now because the season has been shifted. So we want to encourage you to acquire those physicals on your own and get them to the athletic office so we can get them on file so those student athletes can get back and do those workouts. Eligibility is a little different for this year. You see by your schedules for the student athletes, they're in 2 classes at a time or sometimes only 1 class at a time for a 20-day period. So APS eligibility works on a 40-day period. So over a 40-day period, a student can take up to 4 classes. And if they fail 2 or more of those classes during a 40-day period, they're going to be ineligible for the next 40-day period. So we've got 2 sets of 40-day periods here for the first semester. And that second 40-day period, which is quarter 3, quarter 4 in this kind of format, that's going to affect their eligibility starting in January and February. So we want our kids engaged in front of computers here to begin the year. Hopefully we'll be back to at least a hybrid status starting in October, but we'll kind of wait and see for that. But we really want to make sure our student athletes are understanding that they still got to have good attendance and participate and score highly on their academic challenges so they can prepare themselves for being involved in athletics in January and February. And you see there, we've got a 90% attendance rate is our requirement to be involved, which is easier right now without the commute back and forth to school, but we want to make sure everybody's involved and engaged in their online classes as well. I want to introduce our head athletic trainer, Heidi Kelly, and she's got some important information to, again, ensure our student safety.
Hello and welcome to Rangeview. Welcome to the athletic program here at Rangeview. A little bit about me. I am the certified athletic trainer here. This is my 22nd year at Rangeview. And I am certified licensed medical professional through the state of Colorado and then through the National Athletic Trainers Association. One of my biggest things is safety. In 2019, Rangeview High School was awarded the NATA, or National Athletic Trainers Association, Safe Schools Award, because I really do want to keep our kids and our coaches and everybody safe as possible. Part of that safety is communication. Communication between the athlete and myself, the coach and myself and the athlete, and then also the parent along in there. I can't do my job if I don't know somebody's hurt. So I need to know when things are happening, when things are going on, and then I can try to help that out. I always say, see me first before going to a doctor. You have every right to take your child or athlete to a doctor, but sometimes I can save you that trip, save you that money. We can treat a lot of things in the training room that might be delayed by going to a doctor. So see me first. And then if I do feel that it needs to be further evaluated or other things need to be looked at, then I will refer them out. I know that I can't do everything, but a lot of the things I can do. I will also send home information about an injury. If they also need to be seen by a physician, I'll try to call and communicate that with a parent. And then also there's rehab and things and strengthening that I can do in the training room with the athletes that can help them A, stay on the field and on the court, or B, get back onto it if they do get pulled off. So if you do end up going to a physician, I do need a doctor's note clearing that athlete back into play. So I need information on what is the injury, what are the limitations if there is any, and then also what date can they return to play. A lot of times somebody will say, oh, they can return in a week. So we go a full week and then we can return unless we get another doctor's note that gives me a specific date. I have to go by what that doctor says. I work under that doctor. And then we might also need to do a couple days of practice before we return to a game. I don't usually return straight back to a game because we need to see how that body joint or that whatever was injured reacts to having a little bit more stress put on them. The next big thing that is concussions. I think the biggest thing is educating athletes and educating parents and coaches about what are the signs and symptoms. What is going on with that kid? If you know your kid, you know if they're looking different or acting a little bit different, I can look at them and then we can see about getting an evaluation done with them. All suspected head injuries by state law do have to be seen by a physician. So with that, I do have to refer any head injury out to a doctor. When they return, I will need that doctor's note. And then there is a specific protocol that we return that athlete back into playing. We don't just throw them back out there and say go, but we have to do it stepwise and progressive to add a little bit more stress to that brain and that head in there and make sure that they are going okay. I think one of the biggest things right now is the COVID, as Coach Palmer had alluded to earlier. And again, safety is big, and even in the training room, safety is going to be big. Athletes will be required to wear a mask at all times when they're in the training room. They will also be required to, before they come and do anything, they have to come in and wash their hands. And then any equipment that's being used, we will sanitize it and clean it before the next athlete can use it, including tables, including TheraBands and different rehab equipment. We will be cleaning that in between everybody. And then the training room also will be cleaned at night. If your athlete had been diagnosed or had been presumptive positive before their season, please let us know that. They're finding that there are issues with cardio, heart and lung issues. So we just want to be able to know that and watch out for certain things. If your athlete becomes positive during a season, we also will require a doctor's note after either the quarantine or the isolation, whichever category they fall into. And then there will be a return to play for that too. Again, watching out for those heart and lungs and the body and making sure everything's going okay when they come back. If you have any questions about any of that stuff, please let me know. It's a new era that we're in and trying just to be as safe as possible. The other area that you can also look up for information is on the Rangeview website under the athletics tab and then the athletic training. I have some resources on there, I'm going to also be adding some other things throughout the year. So don't hesitate, look on there, contact me, reach out to me if you have any questions, and let's keep these kids on the courts and fields and playing areas so that we can have an awesome season. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Ms. Kelly has been working, just like our coaches have been working, to really prepare the safest environment for our student athletes while they're competing and also in the recovery when they do have those injuries. So we appreciate the extra time and effort she's been putting in. I want to bring Mr. Eck, one of our Rangeview counselors that works with our NCAA Eligibility Center and our NCAA Clearinghouse. Last year we had a class of 2020 had 18 graduates that received some sort of an athletic scholarship from a variety of different schools and levels. And that sort of thing isn't possible, obviously, without their hard work in the athletic realm, but also in the classroom. And it also isn't possible without individuals like Mr. Eck helping and coming alongside them. So we're going to give the floor to him and let him speak a little bit about the process and the clearinghouse. Welcome, Mr. Eck.
Thank you, Coach. So again, my name is Joe Eck. I'm a school counselor at Rangeview, and part of my job as a counselor as well is to be the school's NCAA Eligibility Center liaison. So pretty much what that is what that job entails is that I work with all the students who are wanting to play sports in college, whether it's at the Division 1, 2, 3 NAIA junior college level, and I work with them to make sure they meet the requirements to be eligible to play college sports. So the NCAA Eligibility Center is usually the biggest component of that. And what the NCAA sets out is a set of graduation requirements that they require all of their college athletes, their student athletes, to meet before they can be eligible to play sports in college. So there's really three main components to being NCAA eligible. The first component is having your credits in line. So what they really care about the most is your core credits. So your English, math, science, social studies, and world language. They care about GPA, and they care about your test scores. So those are the three main components that they look for. And when they say, they're looking for the best possible student athlete, there's a reason why student comes before athlete, because students are always first, right? And then the athletics come second. So it's always important to be have all your things in line in the classroom as well. So essentially, depending on what grade level you are, there's different things that the Eligibility Center wants you to focus on per grade level. But I always start with the most basic one, and that's starting with freshman year, making sure that you are doing well in all of your classes, not only to stay eligible for high school sports, but to keep your future open for college athletics. I've seen a lot of athletes that come through that really, really, really want to play college sports. Their freshman year, they don't do too hot in the classroom, and it kind of messes up their plan for the future. So first and foremost, always make sure that you're in class at every single day if you can be, right? And that's it looks differently this time around because of COVID, but you're in class, you're paying attention, you're being respectful, and you're getting the best possible grade in that class and for all your classes. As you're progressing through high school, just make sure that you are coming in, checking in with me, checking in with your counselor, checking in with your coach, making sure that you're doing the right things, you're taking the right classes, because not all classes are eligible. Not all classes count in the Eligibility Center. Like I said, they really want to look at your core classes, so make sure you're taking the right classes year in and year out, so that when your senior year comes around, you can get a scholarship to go play somewhere, hopefully, and when you get to that school, you'll be able to start right away and be eligible to play.
Thank you, Mr. Eck. Again, Mr. Eck is a great resource for our student athletes. We have a lot of great resources here at Rangeview, a ton of support, whether it be from our staff, our teachers, our administration, our coaches. And we want to see student athletes come through here and not only have a great experience in this great school and great athletic program, but be able to leave here and continue to carry that success with them in the college classrooms and the college athletic environment. So wanted to share with you our athletic registration process. We mentioned before how physicals need to be turned in or uploaded on the website so that we make sure that everybody is coming in safe and prepared. We also have Rangeview Athletic Online registration, which is available through our main website and our athletic website. We do have an athletic fee, which covers things like transportation, officials, uniforms, equipment, different things like that. That's $75 for each sports season, or $110 if you have two siblings competing in the same sports season. We also have CHASA registration that you can do on your phones. Those are for new athletes, freshmen, or new athletes to Rangeview. And then we have a waiver that does need to be signed before workouts or practice season does start with our new COVID restrictions. Wanted to also share with you, again, we've talked about the communication piece. Please feel free to stay engaged with our team websites, our main website. We're on social media with Twitter. Miss Marshall is fantastic in our athletic office, and she's very helpful with our athletic registration process or questions that we have about our different sports programs. She can connect you to the right person. Feel free to reach out to myself as well, and I can help. And if I don't know the answer to your question, I'll let you know, but I'll do my best to find the answer. We really appreciate you sharing your time with us tonight. Again, let us know how we can help make sure that this is a great year and we can get back on those athletic fields and have a success and a great time and a great experience. Thank you very much. Have a great night.